So, it's the end of April. It's still cold and wet. And as you've seen, you know, most of our fields are all surrounded by woods that we work. So it's too cold and wet to be in the fields doing field work. So this is what I'm doing, going around everything. And this is the reason why. What you see coming up. Let me lower the bucket. Because windstorms and, you know, heavy wet snow, you name it, this is what we wind up with. So if you don't go around all the fields, yeah. And I got a big tree that the wind blew over in a ditch line down behind my brother's. That him and I took the 8235 down. I don't know what it was. Last week, someday, Saturday, something. We cut it up with a chainsaw and pulled it off to the edge of the woods, and now it just needs to be pushed. So I'll be doing that unless he's already put the bucket back or loader back on his tractor and did it. But yeah, this is why we go around fields. So all right, last year I tried doing this one-handed, holding the camera, and it sucked. And once I put the camera out there, that sucked too, because it got whacked really hard with a tree limb. So I'm shutting you off and pushing this tree off. Bingo, pushed off. And as you can see, some of our rock piles from all of our wonderful rocky ground. That's why we own a rock picker. So that one's done. I got a lot more to do. Probably over the next couple of days I'll get them all done. But like I said, ground's too wet. I mean, I don't know, you can probably tell. You can see it's dark dirt. You can see my tracks. It's too cold, too wet to farm. So this is what we're doing. I don't know if I filmed it or not last year, but down here in the point of this field, that tree was in the field. I had to push off because this field comes to a point down here. This ditch running between this field and the next one. But yeah, as you can see, looking at the ground, she's a little moist still. A little too moist to be trying to work it up. But down here is where the tree blew over in the, well, that field going on the other side of the ditch. That's the way it fell because of the way the wind was blowing. I see, well, I came down through my brother's driveway and I see he had the loader back on his tractor, so I figured it would be off, which it is. We dragged it down the edge of the woods that day. He had his chainsaw in the back of the four-wheeler and he cut it in half, and then obviously came down and pushed it off before I got to it, so, which is cool. So this ditch that runs between these two fields, there never used to be a driveway. You'll see these stakes here with the orange on top. This is where our county snowmobile trail runs through our farm. So it comes from that way, goes through that woods that you see over there, crosses the road, goes up behind my shop. So the Snowmobile Club put these culverts in these driveways, and they're big enough for me to get across with even the combine and even the cart full. So, and yes, I have to take those posts down to get across there with the equipment, but not worried about that for now. And yes, right here I'll show you is where the tree had blown over that was in the ditch line here and was laying in the field. It was right there, fell over here. You can see the tracks. You can see where the 8235 chewed a little. Of course, it's moist, so when I dragged it down to the edge here, and there it be, he cut it in half. There's both halves of it in there. So that's why we go around fields. So when I get done here, I got another little field, 6 acres across that little patch of woods on the other side of that. And then I will go over to the one that I call the Buddha Italy that I bought, whatever it was, 8 years ago, and do that 50 acres. The one big 43-acre field is completely surrounded by trees. So yeah, that's today and probably tomorrow's project. drive around pushing off trees and tree limbs and little stuff I don't worry about. It'll grind up with the disc and whatnot, but it's when a big limb or a whole tree comes down, yeah, that's not happening. You know, like right there, I don't know how well you can see it with the shade, but there's a little twig that blew off of a tree. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that. We could spend, kind of like the rock picking, you know, the small ones we don't worry about, because you could spend weeks doing it if you did. But we just go around everything where there's woods and see if anything's blown down. Just to show you, more snowmobile trail. You can see the markers. Goes through that woods up into that cornfield, which isn't mine. This is the field that I had beans on. This is the 43 acres. There's 7 across the road, the Boot of Italy field. So the trail goes across the field, through that next set of woods, and over across the road and over to where we basically were earlier. So when I pointed it out, but yeah, it's little shit like this. I pushed some off on that side over there, but here's some tree limbs that have blown down because of wind and whatnot. So we just have to go around and do it. Kind of a pain in the ass, but see how talented I am. See if I can do this while holding the camera for this little one. This one obviously made it to the field. That one up there is just kind of hanging. Do this without taking half the dirt out too, but and it's gone. I mean, a lot of them are light enough. Whoa, it's right in my face there. You could probably go around with the gator and throw some off, but here's my theory. Why go around with the gator and then have to go back around with the tractor when you do find the ones that you have to push off, like this next one, and like one that was back there a little ways. So yeah, I know the loader's right in your way. This one's not on the ground, so I just gotta push this one and hope it snaps. Alrighty. Well, I was just getting ready to head across the road to the 7-acre field, and I saw this bad boy sticking out of the ground. So I had to hit it from 2 different angles, but I got it with the loader. Now it's going to go over to the hedgerow. She was a big one. Not as big as some of them ones that you've seen us dig up when we've done tile, but that might have caused a slight issue with the chisel plow when we hit it. Yeah, you weren't picking that up by hand neither, that's for sure. I'll go fill my hole in a little bit here so it's not so big, and then we will move across the road. Luckily it wasn't that deep that I could get it with a loader. So for those who have asked in the past, which, you know, I get it, if you don't know any different, it's kind of funny when you do ask. Well, once you pick the rocks, aren't they gone? No, they keep coming back every year because the frost will heave them, raise them up to the top. And that one was obviously close to the top, but close enough I could get it out with the bucket. So I'll smooth that off and head across the road. And the other thing that I do when I'm out doing this, going around fields, is I can obviously check my tile lines. That one's still pumping water pretty good. I drove past that one back there and didn't film, but that one was running pretty good too, so. And there's a bunch of them down here in that other big ditch where the The Snowmobile Club put a culvert in big enough and heavy enough that we can drive across with equipment for the snowmobile trail. So that ditch has got, oh god, 4 or 5 tile lines coming out of it, I think. So we'll take a look at those when we get down there. And that's one of the ditches that I have the soil and water clean with their boom mower. So, and occasionally I have them go around fields like this one. I might have them go around here this coming fall, raise that boom mower up and get any of these hangers that they can get, the limbs that hang over. Someday I'm gonna have to get Chelsea's friend who's a boy and put him in the bucket with a chainsaw and go around and do some, but they can get a lot of these, so that works out well. Like some of these right here, that iron mower goes up quite a ways. I knock some down with the bucket every now and then, but you spend forever doing that. So there's another one of them big ass culverts that they put in, because the snowmobile trail goes straight up that way. And as you can see, it goes through this field. You can actually see where the trail was, because the corn stalks are all beat right down, and where the groomer went goes into that next field. But it goes all the way up through that field and over to the other road, and but wherever these, and these are these ditches that I have the soil and water come in and mow, which you can see are nice and mowed down from last fall. Actually, it was more like winter. There was snow on the ground when they got here to do them, because they had too many places to go in the fall. And as you saw in our fall harvest video last year, yeah, it was really, really wet. Yeah, so they were behind times. But yeah, there's some pretty good ruts in this field right here. There's one of our tile outlets there. She's just a running pretty good. If we could get some damn warm weather and keep it, and sunny day. I mean, today is sunny. Looks like a nice day. It's breezy, but it's like 45. That helps, don't get me wrong, but 75 would be a lot nicer. Even 65 would be nice, but it is what it is. Oh look, my friends the geese, but yeah, you can see the ruts here from last fall. Yeah, this swamp was right up out of the swamp. It's actually amazingly fairly dry. This will be a really fun one to disc up for putting beans here. Of course, this corn was pretty bad down here in this end because of the damn geese, so I'm sure the bastards will, you know, do the beans wonders too. But it is amazingly drier now than it was in the fall. It just needs to keep drying up more. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. Really fun to disc. Good for the old back. Thank God for the tracks last fall. Places like here. It is not going to be fun to fit this up, to put beans in here. And just so you see, you can see the little signs over there. Snowmobile trail comes through here, cuts down that way. So to answer a question that I might get from somebody, I don't know if I would or not. Oh wait dear, we'll answer the question in a few minutes. Let's see how close we can get to the white deer before it takes off. Up there it takes off. Oh, there's a brown one with it, running up into the hill there. Alright, I'll just hold you back a little, leave you zoomed in case when I get up here we get a better look at it. But so a question I might get, but maybe I won't. Does the snowmobile, you know, do they pay you to have the county snowmobile trail through your property? No. We get a free membership, and here in New York State it costs $90 a sled to register. But if you're a member of a snowmobile club, it's half that, $45. I'm looking for the deer, so So we save 135 bucks right there with our 3, plus we get the free membership of the club, which I don't know what a club membership costs. So if I, well, there's the white deer up in the side hill. You probably can't see it very well. I'll just keep driving. Maybe it'll stick out, but I don't know if it's 25, 30 bucks to be a member of a snowmobile club or what it is, but we don't have to pay that neither. Yeah, we're not going to get to see that white deer very well because all these damn trees right here. Well, there's an opening here. Let's see. Maybe we'll get lucky. And again, maybe not. But you'll all just have to blow it up if you can to see it. But it's up there in the trees. It don't like the tractor. So anyways, but that's the deal with the snowmobile trails going through the farms, because, you know, bottom line is, if they didn't have all the farmers on board to let them put the snowmobile trails through the farms, well, you wouldn't have any snowmobile trails. So, and we're all good with it because the majority of us all ride snowmobile. Oh, and I am going through some ruts right now to try and get to the end of this field and get the hell out of here. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Really suck. Alright, here's one that obviously broke off last fall because I had to go around those, I don't know what it is, 3-4 rows of corn there right on the corner of this field. So I had to push this one on. So I'm just gonna call this a video. Nothing exciting. Doing this shit. Did see a white deer. Don't know how well it'll come in, but it is what it is. So we will see you in the next one. Go to the info and you can check out Mad Moose, my apparel, their stuff, whatever. And we'll see you in the next one.